YouTuber subscribers and friends, welcome to my channel. It is a cool morning this morning. The sun has finally came out. I was up at 6 o'clock this morning. It is 8:30 a.m. We'll get a little walk in. Right, I gotta go get me something to drink over at the Dollar General. Alright, got my drink. Since I'm over in this area, I've been looking over here and I'm seeing some saguaros that are blooming. So let's go check this out. Since I'm in this area, I can get my walk in. Look at all them flowers and all these saguaros. I already walked Jerry today, so that's why he's not with me. Let's see here. I can walk out here, but I still gotta watch out for snakes. Oh, that one's got a lot of flowers on it. I'll walk over there. Watch out for snakes. So, like the title says, let me make sure there's nothing in there. Never, ever, ever, ever give up on your dreams or your prayers. Prayers are just another word for dreams, right? Because you pray every day and every night for good things to come into your life, or wishes to come true. And I have been praying every day for this dream to come true that I've had all my life. Now, if you're new to my channel, you might not know, or even if you've been watching my channel for a while, I really don't talk about this subject too much. I'm 55 years old. My father passed away when I was 10 years old. Used to live in Kentucky as a kid. I was born in California, Los Angeles, May 1st, 1964. I just recently had a birthday. And what I'm going to talk about today, I'm not going to get too much into it, but I will say this, that don't ever, ever, ever give up on your dreams. Now, the reason I'm saying that is because my father, from 1 year old, from when I was born to 8 years old, we lived in California, and my father packed us up and moved us to Kentucky, moved us to Lexington, and then not too long after that to Nicholasville, Kentucky. All my family, I wouldn't say every single one, but a large majority of my family on my father's side live in Kentucky or surrounding areas, Indiana, Illinois, New York City, and I have not seen them since my father died. Before my father passed away, he used to take us to my Aunt Betty's house, and I used to hang out with my cousins. I've never forgotten them. I've looked for them every single day. After my father passed away, when my father passed away, my mother moved us to Arizona and completely shut us out from my father's family. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but what I will say is this: she made up a bunch of stories, lies. I don't know why she did it. She even created a whole new heritage for me. And I've been living a lie for 45 years that I thought was the truth. And every time I would ask her a question for names so I could, research it, or, never forget their names, she would give me a different name every single time. My cousins have a different last name than me. So as I grew older and was trying to research, I kept hitting a dead end street, and I never gave up. I just would go right back to my mom and ask her again, and she would give me a different name, and I didn't know it then, but I know it now. Every single one of those names she gave me were not even close. So that's why I kept running into these dead ends. Trying to talk and focus on what I'm saying and keep my eyes open. This is a completely different hike than I'm used to, because I'm so my mind is so filled with information right now that I want to talk about, but I don't want to talk about every single thing, because I want to keep this part as private as I can, but also at the same time share my joy, I'm lost for words, which is really hard, you know, because I'm never lost for words. My excitement of what I've found. By the time you see this video, it will be over a week since I've been talking on the phone and texting my cousins. I found my family. I finally found my family, my father's family, is what I'm trying to say. Now, my whole life I have grown up, because I do look Asian. When people look at my face, the first thing they think is, are you Chinese? I've been getting that my whole life. And I have no clue, no memory what my true heritage was. And my mother took full advantage of that. Now, some people are going to say some stuff about my mother. You know, if you got something negative to say, I appreciate if you keep it to yourself, because what she did was wrong. I have no idea why she did what she did. I've tried to talk to her about it. I haven't told her that I found my father's family, but I've tried to talk to her about my father's family over the years, and it just brings instant anger to her face, and much anger directed towards me. Especially when I was a child, it was a very physical anger that she would give to me to keep me from asking prying questions to find my father's family. But I've never given up. I would pray every day and dream that that day was going to come where I would find him. I was determined to find him, no matter what. I've asked every single family member if they could remember names. Nobody can remember anything because we were all so young. But I found him. I found him. I love him. I've been talking to him. They've been pumping me with love and so much information, telling me things that I didn't know, and the things that I did know and my mother would try to make me forget. They reassured me that those stories were true. And man, I'm so pumped. I've been so pumped up. I can't even eat. My wife's been having to make me eat, and because I found him. I never gave up. Never gave up the dream. I will say this. This is one of the hardest videos for me to make. Because usually when I'm hiking in the desert, I'm 100% focused on where I'm walking and stuff like that. And I'm just, I'm walking in all this crap, not even paying attention really where my feet are. That's why I'm trying to choose an area that's kind of safe for me to walk in, but at the same time I can see these beautiful flowers, because I've been given a special gift, priceless. There's no amount of money that somebody could give me for some of the information that I found about my father. It's a funny story how him and I are so similar. We are the spitting image of one another. It's like I'm a carbon copy of him. What he looks like, I look exactly like him. The things that he's done in his life, I've done also in my life without any knowledge of what he's done. And I'll give you an example. my cousin told me last night. I was talking to her last night, and I asked her, did my father play any instruments, because I like playing instruments. I like the drums, the saxophone, and the guitar. I can't play neither one of them very well, but I've always tried over the years to learn these instruments and never understood why. I thought I got it from my mother, because my mother can play the guitar pretty good. And my mother has a beautiful singing voice. She sings in Spanish all the time. Now you might be listening to this and watching and thinking, why would your mother do such a mean thing? I don't know. She won't tell me the answer, but I'm not here to judge her. She's my mother. She's the only mother I have. I still love her very much. But I don't understand why a parent, if you love your child or your children, why would you do such a horrible thing that has been done? Why would you create a whole new heritage and send me on such a wild goose chase? How much money I've spent over the years following false leads and lies, and she could have just told me, you know. But I didn't give up. I didn't give up my dream. My dream was to find them, no matter how long it took. That Zora looks twisted. So my father, my cousin was telling me last night that yeah, he played the guitar and he sung. And I remember I've been telling everyone I know that my father was a country singer. He's a very good country singer. He sings the style of like Hank Williams Sr. And I remember as a kid we used to listen to his records all the time, and he used to sing in the car all the time, and I loved his voice. I've never forgotten it, ever. No matter what anybody tried to make me forget, I never forgot it. And when I asked her, did he record any music, and she said yes, he did. We have his records. I almost passed out. I was bawling, crying uncontrollably for hours. I'm not the type of guy to cry. I never cry. But I couldn't stop myself from crying. And she just sent me his music, so now I have his music via the internet, and now my children can hear him singing. Now I joke around all the time on my channel, which I find out that my father was a practical joker too. And I goof off when I'm singing, but if I sit down and get serious, I can sing pretty good. And my son sings all the time, and he can sing pretty good. He actually writes and makes his own music. And he didn't understand where he got it from. Now he knows. So this other story that she told me, that he came home from the military, when he got home from the Korean War, that he grabbed his guitar and told his sister, my aunt, I'm going to Hollywood to be a movie star. And he went to California to do just that. He tried to get into the movies as an extra and ended up working as a sound technician, stuntman, where like you would hear, you know, they would film the movie and then he would be in the background doing the walking or the falling down or the horse clapping, you know, like galloping. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say, galloping. That's what he did. And I always wondered where I had that drive myself, because my mother also was in the movie as movie extras. My mother's a beautiful woman. She looked like a freaking model when she was young. She used to have headshots of her movie headshots, and we used to look at them when we were kids. So I got two very, very, very creative parents. Both of them play instruments. Both of them can sing beautifully. And if you've been around for a while, you haven't been around for a while, you might have seen some of my singing on my channel with my son, just goofing off, because I like to make people laugh. And I guess he couldn't afford to feed a family working in the entertainment industry. So he packed us up and moved us to Kentucky. I too wanted to be an actor, and I moved to California. I lived in California for 3 years, and I started out as a movie extra, but I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. Couldn't make any money to make a living. So then I tested myself out as a stuntman a couple of times, and I didn't do any stunt work in movies. I did stunt work in like at the mall or something like that. Mostly West cowboy and western type stuff. Nothing to write home about. Something crawling up my leg. But I too gave up on that because it wasn't a good way to make money, and I had a very young daughter, my oldest daughter at the time, so I had to quit, and I ended up getting a job in a car rental company to take care of my family. But it just blows my mind that not only do I look exactly, I mean exactly like my father, I have a lot of his traits and goals and dreams that I wanted to do in my life. Oh, I don't know if I can play any of his singing on my YouTube. I don't know if it'll give me a copyright strike, because he's covering Hank Williams songs. I'm getting a brain fart right now. I can't think of the song right off. Man, I left my phone in the car. I got to go back and get my phone. This is it's a tough video to make for me, man. It's so hard to think right now because I got so much stuff in my head. This is what the inside of a swirl looks like. Called a swirl ribs. Oh man, I just fell in that hole. But I do have some of his singing on my Instagram. If anybody wants to go listen to it there, I'll probably play a little short clip here. But so far I have 4 songs that they've sent me, and my cousin is looking for more. I was talking when I first met my cousins. I had a bunch of questions that I'm not going to go into detail here what it was about, but the story that I was told my whole life, my brothers and sisters, and then I asked them, and they said, no, why would she say something? Why would she tell you something like that? It's not true. And I didn't want to believe what I was told, but I still had a little doubt. And they have the whole family tree. They have the family history all the way back to the 1600s. I have the family tree paperwork that shows everything. I have 2 different DNA tests that they've done, and they've sent me the proof. And I'm not going to show or tell you really who I'm related to. Just I want to keep that to myself, but they asked me, is that enough proof? Because are you worried about what you look like? Because my family gene is very, very, very strong in my family, my father's side of the family. And they sent me a bunch of pictures of my father that I'd never seen before, because my mother destroyed everything. Pictures, birth certificates, military records, everything. Awards he got from the military. My father was the combat medic officer in the Korean War, and yeah, and so when they sent me all these pictures, one of the pictures, I had the exact same angle of my face, looking the exact same way, and I took a picture, put them side by side. When they asked me, do I need any more proof, any more DNA proof to prove that I am one of them, and I sent that picture to them, and I asked them, what do you guys think? Do you guys think I'm his son? Do you guys think I need any more proof? And their response back was, no. You are the spitting image of your father, and you are one of us. So I'm going to play a little bit of the song here of my dad singing. This was recorded. He had already recorded these long before I was born. And hold on, let me get this going here. But I remember as a kid going to my grandmother's house and listening to these. So this is a Hank Williams Sr. cover. And I don't know if you're old enough, if you're watching this, to know it, but I'll play a little bit of it. This was recorded on vinyl record.
I got a demon called the blues, Lord, since my baby said goodbye. Lord, I don't know what to do. All I do is sit and sigh.
The song is called the Lovesick Blues. And man, I'm gonna have to throw these socks away. You'll never get that stuff out. And look at the popo sitting right over there. And let me get another song here. I think this song's called Slippin'. Alright, let's see if I can get this going. Oh, that song was called Slippin'. There's another Hank Williams Sr. cover. Yeah, it's been a very exciting week for me, and I'm learning more and more every day. So if you have dreams, prayers, don't give up on them, because once you give up on them, they won't come true. You gotta stick to your guns. And I will put my true heritage here at the end of the video. My sisters, they're having a hard time accepting it, but when something is true, it will resonate with you. And this is resonating with me so much, and I have closure now. I feel complete, because I didn't want to give up. And I owe all the thanks to my brother-in-law, Rusty, because he has been looking for 3 years for my sister, because she always was questioning, you know, about her father. She wished she could know him, because she was very, very young when he passed away. She has no memories of him whatsoever. We had no pictures. We had nothing. Now I got so much information, so many pictures, so much love from a family that they didn't give up on me either. You know. So if you like these kind of videos, you know, give me a thumbs up. Smash this subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Don't cost you anything. It's free. And thanks for taking the time to watch my videos. Remember, be kind to people. Treat people nicely. Treat them with love. Treat them the way you will want them to treat you. And if the Lord willing and the creeks don't rise, I'll see you guys next time. I'm gone.